guys, welcome back to the Patreon. I want to discuss the looting in Minneapolis that is happening right now. Number one, I learned today I am ignorant as hell. And you want to know why I'm ignorant as hell? Because I did not know this many black people lived in Minneapolis. Like, we knew Prince lived in Minnesota, but who would have knew there was a gang of black people just in Minnesota like this? But y'all rose up, and I am so proud of y'all. I am so proud of the people in Minneapolis right now. Like, ridiculously proud of you guys. Like, everybody talk a good game. Like, everybody talk that when it's time to rise up, we gonna rise up. But few and far in between do people come out and really rise up. And the people in Minnesota have been rising up because there's no other option. When you see a black man die on your streets and police officers sitting there like everything is gravy, everything is cute, everything is funny, there's no other option. There is no other option. So for the people like, why are they doing this and you can be quiet. You can honestly be quiet. There's no option but to have an uprising. There's no option. What else are you supposed to do except rise up and fight for your right to live? That's what people don't understand. Black people are on the streets rioting because in the year 2020, we still have to fight for our right to live. Why do we have to continue to fight for our right to live? Continue. Why are we still fighting for our right to be human beings, to be treated like human beings? When are you guys going to understand that we matter? We've been screaming Black Lives Matter since Trayvon, and y'all still sleep. Y'all still don't know what time it is. And that is what's beyond us at this point. So anything that happens up in Minnesota, what do you expect me to say? They have police officers outside the house of the police officers, and it's just like, really? Maybe if you took them into police custody, you wouldn't have to have 20 police officers outside of their home. Maybe if the murderers were in jail, you wouldn't have to have all those police officers outside of their home. They would be in the place where the police officers are. So anyways, let's get into what happened last night. Last night, they was looting, child. Last night, they were looting. Number one, I am a violence is the answer person. I am a violence is the answer. I am a being nice and sitting down ain't never gonna get you nothing. Just think about your real life. In your real life, when has sitting back and hoping change come ever helped you? Ever helped you? It don't work. It don't work. When people get accustomed to treating you a certain way, they are going to treat you that way until something changes. Until you put your foot down and say, this is what's not going to happen. This is what's not going to happen. That they're going to continue to treat you that way. Violence is not the answer. It's rhetoric created by the oppressor. The oppressor uses that rhetoric to stay oppressing people. But we know that. Kenya doesn't have to give you any history lesson on that. We know that. We know that. And then we've seen it in our generation. After Trayvon died, what changed? After all of the things that have happened, what has changed? After Mike Brown died, what has happened? Like, nothing happens. These people go back to their regular lives. Like, they get a little bit of backlash. They don't go to jail. Like, God forbid. These people barely lose their job. That's what I don't think y'all understand. Fuck jail. These people barely lose their jobs. They are killing people, and they are barely, and I mean barely, losing their goddamn jobs. Please make that one make sense. How do you kill someone and just go back home to your wife and kids? How? How does that work? Please explain to me, how does that work? How do you get to just be like, well, another day, another dollar. Another day, another nickel. Word to Squidward. Like, how do you do that? But that's what they do. They kill somebody and go back to their regular job. So the people in Minnesota are looting. We'll call it an uprising because I don't like the word looting. Looting has a negative connotation. And Target took that heat last night. I'm seeing now, you don't know what pictures are real. People put any caption to any picture, but the streets are telling me they done burnt down the Target last night, like period. But Target got looted, and there's been so many sides to the looting argument, and we'll talk about them now. So I guess one person said, let's run up on Target, and they ran up in Target and they started stealing stuff. So I ask you, my patrons, you run up in a Target and we loot, and what you taking first? I am going straight to the kitchen appliances. I said this on Twitter last night, which I'm sure you saw. Kenya is going straight to the kitchen appliances. I'm grabbing air fryers. I'm grabbing 4 Vitamix so I can resell them. So I can resell them to the Facebook moms. I'm grabbing Vitamix, and I'm getting convection ovens. I'm getting those huge KitchenAids with the attachments where you can make noodles and zucchini noodles. I'm getting that. I'm getting toasters. I'm getting pressure cookers. I'm getting crock pots. I'm getting everything. I am getting deep fryers. My home is going to be filled with kitchen appliances. And if you want something, you can hit me up on Facebook, the Facebook Market. That is where I will be selling these things. I'll keep a few for myself because, your girl wants a Vitamix. I might want a pressure cooker, maybe an air fryer, but I will be selling the rest. And then after that, I think I'm going to hit up the towels. I would love some Target towels because, they be taxing in Target on their towels and washcloths. I would want a bike. I would steal a bike because I want a bike, and I might take a cash register with me on the way out. I have a screwdriver at home. I have a hanger. I will bust that cash register wide open, and that is what Kenya would do in looting Target. The woman who was running out with all them lamps, that white woman who had all them lamps, word to her, because same, everybody got something in Target they be looking at, like, you would never spend your coins on, but it's nice. You like, that's nice, If maybe I had a spare change or something, I might get, everybody got that 1 or 2 thing that if they had a couple extra dollars, they would purchase. And she said, I want these lamps. These lamps would look perfect in my home. And guess what? She took them and no one could stop her because they're looting, darling. They are looting in Minnesota, darling. And then we got Jennifer. Then Jennifer said, not on my watch. Miss Jennifer in her wheelchair said, not on my watch. Now, Jennifer had an electric wheelchair. Now, I personally have never seen someone in an electric wheelchair or an electric chair who could walk. I personally never seen that. The most, maybe once or twice, like someone's gotten hurt really badly. No one who can walk at that moment have I ever seen in an electric wheelchair. That's just me. Like most people I have seen in an electric wheelchair is usually in it because at that moment they cannot walk. Child, why my brother sent me a video this morning of Miss Jennifer out of her electric wheelchair, and she was mobbing on them looters. She was fighting, y'all. She was fighting on her 2 feet. She was on her 2 feet, beating up looters. They call her Gypsy Rose. If you have not seen the act on Hulu, it's amazing, or heard of the Gypsy Rose story, it's really an interesting story, and that's exactly what this woman was doing. She was pretending to be in that chair. My question is, and maybe y'all know more information than me because I sat down to make this video, maybe more has come out. What is her ties to Target? Like, what is she protecting Target from? Like, why is she so invested in the Target, company thriving? Like, what about Target? Like, is that just her jam? And she like, I don't believe in looting. Like, what? She didn't have on no uniform, and she was stabbing people. So before you say, Kenya, are you laughing at a handicapped woman getting beat up? Number one, handicap is in question because she was mobbing on people, and number two, she was stabbing people. Y'all, there is a video of her just stabbing somebody. Like, imagine looking down and you see a woman in a wheelchair stabbing you in the leg. I would be like, what in the God green hell? Like, girl, you either, like, why are you not for the people? Why are you not for the people? Like, I'm confused. But that whole situation was confused. And then we got one of the most iconic things. The only thing in 2020 that has brought me joy was that woman being fire extinguished. I have never in my life seen a human being be fire extinguished except on like a TV show maybe. So when I saw that man turn on that fire extinguisher and it just went up in glory onto that woman's face, when I tell you I cried. And that's when I knew I needed to question my own morals, because why did I find that so fun? I'm not going to lie to you. I found it hilarious. I found it, I had a good, like I had an ugly cry laugh about that. An ugly cry laugh about that moment because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that woman sat there and she, Mama got fire extinguished. I couldn't believe it. So, yes, tell me in the comments what y'all stealing from Target. What y'all stealing from Target when the protests come to your city, child. Because Minnesota don't play. None of us can say anything negative about Minnesota from this point on. Because though they don't play, we learned quickly Minnesota don't play. That is what we learned today. Who played? Not Minnesota. I'm not messing with nobody from Minnesota. This told me everything I need to know about black people in Minnesota, that they do not play. And you know what? More power to them. More power to them. So let's get into you bootlickers who have a problem with looting. What is exactly your problem with looting? Like, what's your problem? I need you to really explain to me what's your problem with looting. Like, 100% people are going to get hurt. But here's the thing. If you are someone who is protesting and think you're not going to get hurt, that's not how protesting works. Like, expect to come back with a black eye. When you see the protesters coming into Target, run. When you see the protesters coming into Target, if you was just buying your toilet paper, if you was just buying your little, napkins or something, run. That is just what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to run when you see them coming, because you know what time it is. Like, you know what time it is. So, of course, if you're someone who feels bad for, like, the innocent bystanders who got hurt, then fair enough. Like, okay, we don't want people to get hurt. And yes, people in Minnesota, if you are one of the people who are in Minnesota protesting, be careful. 100% be careful, because, it's dangerous out there. But if you're upset because Target is just fine. I placed 2 orders from Target in the past 48 hours. Target is going to be fine. One store getting burnt to the ground is not going to put Target behind in no freaking way. But some of y'all are so tied to capitalism. That's what I really learned. Like, some of y'all are deeply, and I mean deeply, invested in capitalism. Like, you're deeply invested in institutions continuing to thrive and you getting nothing. But I said that in my Jeff Bezos video on my channel. Some people are deeply, deeply, deeply invested in industrial complexes continuing to rise. You're deeply invested in the prison system. You're deeply invested in everything that keeps black people down. And I just need answers. I just need answers, because y'all over here, black people, you already know the folks, the respectability folks have already come out in droves talking about, see, white people would have respect you until you started stealing stuff. Now nobody will cares no more. Y'all ruined the whole movement because y'all started stealing stuff. Y'all be ready. Y'all be ready to kowtow for white people. Y'all want white people to like black people so bad. Y'all want it so bad. I promise you. Anyone who no longer finds issue with what happened to George because people are looting is racist. And white people was in there looting too. This idea that white people don't loot. Okay, like this idea that white people don't loot. Boston Tea Party, like they built whole movements on looting. They built whole movements on looting. Looting is something people do in protest. Like it's a thing. Some things are just things. So yeah. And then I saw videos of like these two white guys, they had guns and they're like, rest in peace to George, and what happened to George needs to be rectified, but I'm totally against looting. And they had guns. Like they were about to start like they had guns, and I'm just like, you know what? This is gonna get bad. And number one, them folks just wanted an excuse to kill somebody. A lot of these folks just want an excuse to kill somebody. Like, it's just, everything is all bad. Everything is all bad. But I am proud of the people in Minnesota that I am. I am proud of the people in Minnesota. But anyways, so that's why I've been going from the Patreon a little bit. It's just, I'm sick of seeing black people die. It's good that we could have a laugh last night, like at Jennifer's expense, mind you. But it was good that we could have a laugh. But it don't change the fact that folks is dying. If you want to know my base, I used Hourglass in the shade Chestnut, and I use the Born This Way concealer. And yeah, that's pretty much all I did really with my base. I don't be doing too much these days. So yeah, it was good that we could have a laugh, but at what cost, At what? Black people are always going to laugh at our own pain. It's the way we get over things. It's the way we move. It's the way we move forward. And it was good to have a laugh. It's good to see through all of this. Black people can be upset. We can laugh. We can still have joy, but we can still be upset. I just love black people, dog. I just love black people, dog. What is happening here? Uh-oh. I just love black people, dog. So, with that being said, I will be back probably later on today with a vlog for you guys. I made banana bread and I recorded it vlog style. It's probably going to be the most boring thing you've ever seen, but maybe somebody will enjoy it, so I'll be back with that. I am going to look at your topics to make a video. I was supposed to do all of this yesterday. My assistant has been dragging me for literal filth for not giving you guys the content that I promised you, and I haven't even read the book club book this week. I could try to read it all today, but it's kind of, actually I have it right here, hold up. This is the book club book this week, but the words are so small. Gloria Naylor is one of my favorite authors ever. Mama Day is probably my favorite book of all time. It's one of my favorite books of all time. And Linden Hills is like more of her, like, I feel like Linden Hills is like the Gloria Naylor book. She's a black woman, by the way. And so I love it. I love reading books. One of my favorite genres of books to read by black people are about affluent black people. I find them to be so interesting, like so interesting, like the social commentary in them. So this is the book of the week. So if you would like me to get you one of this book so we can discuss it next week, just let me know. Just send me over a DM on Twitter or something, and I will pick a few people and I will give you the money to go buy this book on Amazon or wherever you buy your books, because Amazon will get here the quickest, I guess. This got here like 2 days. So I want to read Linden Hills, and I know you're like, where is the Junie B. Jones? Where is the Junie B. Jones? I want to read a collection. We'll talk about it on the book club books. Anyways, I do love you guys so much, and I will be back tomorrow with you guys' Patreons only video. Bye bye.